So let's try this derivation, rewriting the two parametric equations as one. Trying to get into a function of x. So first things first, I'm going to rewrite the x equation as 2a cosine of theta over sine of theta, which means that I can have an expression for sine of theta, which is 2a cosine of theta over x. So that means I can merge those two equations. And so y equals 2a times 2a cosine of theta over x, and I'm going to square that. So that is going to be equal to 8a to the third times cosine squared theta all over x squared. Now we're going to go a little bit circular here because we're going to replace this cosine squared with a 1 minus sine squared x. It seems like we'll be going in circles, but we'll see what happens. So I could rewrite this as 8a to the third over x squared times 1 minus sine squared theta, and then distributing 8a to the third over x squared minus 8a to the third over x squared times sine squared theta. But I already know what sine squared theta is. Sine squared theta, I could get an expression for that from up there. So I could rewrite this a little bit further. I could say that is 8a to the third over x squared minus 8a to the third over x squared times y over 2a. So that is my y. So to solve this for y, I need to get all my y's on one side. So I will go y plus 8a to the third over 2ax squared times y. And that equals 8a to the third over x squared. Factoring out a y from the left side, not y times, excuse me, times 1 plus 8a to the third over 2ax squared. And that equals 8a to the third over x squared. And this could be simplified. It might be easier to simplify this part right here. So that fraction becomes 2ax squared plus 8a cubed over 2ax squared. So when I divide by that fraction, my expression for y will then be 8a to the third over x squared times 2ax squared over 2ax squared plus 8a to the third. Now there's some things that can cancel out here. So for example, those two things can cancel out. And you'll notice in the denominator here, I can factor out a 2a, and that leaves me with an x squared plus 4a squared. I'm sorry, yes, 4a squared. And so this will end up canceling out. And so I'm left with this equation. Y equals 8a to the third over x squared plus 4a squared, which is where you wanted to end up at.